Yeah, now we are. Now that I said we are, we are. Oh, there we go.
Oh, we're rolling?
Yeah, now that I said we're rolling, we're rolling. When you said it, we weren't rolling, but now that I said it, we are rolling. So you've been watching nothing but hockey, huh?
Dude,
because the Sabres been going wacky-dacky.
They just
You were
can't
not
stop.
at that big game, were you?
No, I was watching it. And actually, yeah, it was a crazy game, though. It was a crazy, crazy game.
Yeah. I had to get dropped off somewhere, and I was gone for like 10 minutes, and in that time, 3 goals were scored. Absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
Even I watched the end of that game.
Really?
Yeah, it was. I only watched the last like 3 minutes or whatever,
But you watched it.
But I was like, I got to stay and
Wow.
see what's the deal is, because you didn't know what was going to happen next.
A new fan in Andrew, Canada.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, I don't
would.
mind it, but I'm certainly not anti.
You're either with us or against us.
In that case, I'm with you, I
Let's
guess.
go. Andy's
but I'm not all the way.
bandwagon.
But I'm not that with you. I'm not all the way with you.
You're either all the way with us or all the way against us.
I'm like, I don't know what kind of country
You're either
I'm
in-
kind of like Canada in World War II,
You're
right?
either in or
like
you're
I'm
out.
with you, but
No,
you guys
you're
kind
either
of do.
in or you're out. You
I
gotta tell
am
me right
in.
now.
I am in.
But then you have to be all the way in. You can't.
Well,
be,
you guys do most
door's
of the
not
stuff,
open.
and then I'll come in and like after D-Day.
All right, Andy's
we'll-
out.
we'll
Andy's
do some
out.
Stuff. No, I'm
Andy's
still
officially
in.
an enemy.
I'm still with the Allied powers.
But you're not contributing anything.
Well, I'm contributing.
You know what they
some.
say? If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem.
Well, they
And
wouldn't
it
say
sounds
that
like
in my case.
You don't want to be part of the solution.
Certainly
Sounds
not.
like you just want
certainly
to
not
watch
your,
the solution happen.
I don't want to be part of your final solution, Matthew. I don't know why you had to bring it to that so quickly too. Not even 2 minutes into the podcast.
I don't. That one went over my head.
Yeah. These people. It's like, you know what? If you don't learn from history, it's destined to repeat itself. That's all I'm gonna say.
It probably will. History repeats itself. That's what the folks say.
That's
I said
what
the term.
PBS commercial.
I will leave no rock unturned, or maybe I said no stone.
That's
Yeah,
it.
I said
Yeah,
I will leave no stone unturned. I said that to somebody today, and they were like, "What the fuck are you talking about stones for?" They'd never heard that saying in their life.
That's a full Tommy Pencils, who I mentioned last week, I think, from Detroiters.
Oh,
It's that other guy. And I literally just last night watched the episode where he learns the phrase, "What's up?" What's up? What's up?
I like Tommy Pencils.
Tommy Pencils. This is probably my 5th or 6th rewatch of Detroiters. I mean, it's only 20 episodes.
Dude.
And by the 5th or 6th time, you start to realize Tommy Pencils carries so much more on his shoulders than you think.
I follow a Detroiters clip Instagram page too, and they posted the video of when they're playing Roman candle baseball.
Oh yeah,
Dude, that is the funniest clip of all time.
that's a classic.
Yeah. And then it's the 4th of July barbecue,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
they're talking to that woman, like the older woman, and the
Yeah.
older woman's like, "Sam, I got 30 seconds right now. How about you show me what you got?" And he's like, "Oh, I would need way more time than I would need at least 30 minutes." And his sister's like, "Yeah, because you'd have to take a shit before and after." And he's like, "Well, 1, how do you know that? And 2, that's not true." And then she looks over at Tim. Sorry, I couldn't think of it. And she's like, "Tim, I see you guys don't have any kids yet. You must be non-fertile." And he's like, "What are you talking about? I got huge sperm. I can feel them right now. Sometimes even it hurts when they come out."
Yeah, it was again, if Comedy Central hadn't collapsed in on itself like a dying star, that show would have gone on for probably 3 more seasons at least.
Comedy Central still exists. They play reruns of The Office.
Yeah,
and
but that's not
Office.
that's not a it's a
and sometimes
that's a
they'll have
fucking
reruns
shed.
of The Office.
Yeah, once in a while. Unless they have reruns of The Office on, they're probably showing reruns of The Office.
Yeah.
But it's just a shed. It's just a computer on YouTube autoplay. That's all Comedy Central is now. But, we've got I Think You Should Leave, and those sketches are unbelievable. I just rewatched the one my favorite one from the first season is the hot dog one the famous hot dog one.
Bunch of chopped hot dogs.
Well, that's where.
Oh, you mean the hot dog car crash?
The hot dog car crash. Yeah. Chopped up hot dogs is Detroiters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just making sure.
Well, I was talking about Detroiters.
And I was talking about I think you should leave.
Okay.
You just were paying attention
Yeah.
to the little
lines
grapes
get
at the end.
blurred.
Yeah, I know.
Because
I mean, I think you should reel, or that one account, they post stuff from Detroit. They just
Maybe
post
that's
Tim
what it
Robinson
is.
stuff all the time.
Yeah,
So the lines get
follow.
muddled. It's like, I think even last week what I was talking about with that great Tim Robinson sketch where he plays
from the Netflix show.
Yeah, from
originally.
the Netflix show. Yeah. That's, a lot of people think that's a I think you should leave sketch.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that one.
Yes, sir, Sergeant. I love you.
Raj, King of the Slams.
I got good news and I got bad news. Sorry, I'm done. I don't know if this is anything that's been on your radar, but the World Baseball Classic is going on right now.
What the hell's that?
It's like the World Cup of baseball, I guess you could say.
Isn't that? Oh, okay.
It's called the World Baseball Classic.
Right, because World Series is taken by America.
By the MLB.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's the World Baseball Classic. And a bunch of, I don't know the whole backstory about it, but I guess a bunch of the U.S. guys don't usually play because.
The pros?
Yeah, because the training camp, baseball spring training is just starting.
Mm-hmm.
So most of the guys don't usually play. I don't know what for. I guess maybe they just don't really care. But in 2028, I think baseball might be an Olympic sport because I think it's here. I think it's in the U.S.
Okay.
I'm making that up. I could be totally making this up.
I think I
in LA,
believe it
maybe?
is in Los Angeles, but I don't. But I just want to be clear that like the location of the games does not affect what sport.
Yes, it is. Yes, it does.
So you're telling me
the host nation gets to add a sport.
You sure about that?
I'm positive. That's why breakdancing
Was in Australia?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the host, that's 100%. This year.
Okay. If you say it, I'll
this
believe
year
you.
Italy added.
You seem very convinced.
What?
I'm just saying that's an insane rule.
Italy add.
So don't act like I'm crazy for
Olympics.
thinking that that's
Everybody knows
insane because
that.
that's a crazy rule. Nobody knows that.
Wait. However, yeah, they ski mountaineering was the sport that it involves climbing up and skiing down mountainous terrain.
Just some Yukon
They also
Cornelius shit.
added women's double luge, women's large hill ski jump,
Finally.
mixed team skeleton, and dual moguls.
Finally, I can stop my protest of dual moguls because they're allowing women's. When dual moguls was a male-dominated sport, I refused to watch it. But now finally they're letting the ladies get represented. Thank God I can watch dual moguls again. Is that just like a Shark Tank thing?
Yes. So host cities can propose the addition of one or more sports for their specific edition of the games. So like lacrosse, I think, is going to be potentially a sport too. So that's why. So anyway, so a bunch of the pros went and are playing in the
Champion
World Baseball Classic.
Yeah.
And the WBC. And so I watched the game Monday night. I watched U.S. play Mexico. It was actually kind of fun to watch. And then I guess last night they played Italy, I think.
Oh, boy.
And because they had already beaten Mexico, I think the head coach of the U.S. baseball team thought that they were already automatically guaranteed a spot in like the next round. Turns out that is not the case at all. So they didn't like pitch a bunch of people. You know how baseball works when they like they start different pitchers and stuff.
Yeah.
So they didn't pitch a bunch of people and they lost to Italy, thinking that they were. I guess the coach thought they were already in. So Italy plays Mexico tonight, and
my God,
there's a chance that the U.S., even with like a super stacked roster, does not advance because they thought they were already advancing.
Well, that's what happens.
Which is crazy to me.
Well, who couldn't underestimate? I didn't know the Italians even had a national baseball team.
Well, that's the thing. But
how fast can you throw a meatball?
Mamma mia. But
Here I
that's the
go
thing
again.
is that like I would assume they could have very very easily beaten Italy if they weren't
Wow.
under the impression that they didn't have like they thought it didn't matter, so they didn't play their their good pitchers and stuff,
Right.
and they lost. And now Italy plays Mexico tonight, and it's because that's like their division or whatever. So Italy either has to win, or Mexico has to win by a lot. So
Okay.
like if Mexico wins like 3-1, Mexico and Italy advance. If Italy wins, Italy and the U.S. advance.
Okay.
If Mexico wins like 8-0, Mexico and the U.S. advance.
Okay. I think I
I don't know what
that.
the actual number is. I threw 8, but it either has to be like a high-scoring win by Mexico, or Italy has to win.
Okay.
It's
Man.
supposed to be America's pastime.
Yeah. But it hasn't been for a long time.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'll tell you what, Mexico versus Italy, the snack bar at that game, holy shit, that is worth the price of admission. Do I get garlic knots or do I get nachos? Jesus. How do you decide that? I'm going to need a
Those were your
seventh
two
inning stretch in
options?
my pants. No, obviously they got all the fixins. They got the veal parmesan. They
Yeah.
got enchiladas, whatever
Yeah.
you like.
Should I
you
get
know.
I would have said like, should I get like some type of what's the
Jesus
one with
Christ, get it out.
what's the one with the little bacon pieces and the salt and pepper? You know what I'm talking about?
The bacon pieces and the
Dude,
salt and
it's
pepper.
so good. It,
Salted bacon?
Shut the
Put a little
fuck up.
salt on that bacon. Hey, the bacon needs a little salt on it, I think. Is it a Mexican or an Italian dish? No answer. Just Googling.
Pasta carbonara.
Okay, yeah.
Do you get a pasta carbonara or do you get like what's the thing I always get?
Oh my God. Just taking so
burritos
long.
al rancheros. Like what
There
do I
you
get?
go. There you go.
Well, because you went garlic knot or nacho. You
Yeah,
could
because
probably-
those
you could
are
probably
snack.
get those
are
two
snack
things.
little.
You could
pop-a-pop.
probably get those two things at any baseball game anyway.
Yeah, but not like Mama used to make.
So that's why I wanted to spice it up a little bit.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
A pasta carbonara. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, no, good call. Bacon with the salt and pepper.
Bacon with- that's
But that's a. I guess that's an okay description, but you should have.
you
said
could
with
hear
the
that well
pasta.
through the microphone.
Yeah,
that
it
had a
hurt.
good.
Freaking.
It did not hurt.
God, this is a great. I love the grapes. It
Yeah, that reminds me of Haynes.
Haynes. That's Fruit of the
It
Loom,
reminds me
dummy.
of Fruit of the Loom.
It says fruit in their freaking
It's all the
name.
same. No cornucopia.
No cornucopia. Oh,
That's
delicious.
a dream. Do you think people?
Actually, did that? Yes,
Yeah.
I've done that.
No. Do you think people actually like emperors were actually hiring people to put grapes into their mouth?
I don't. Well, hiring.
Good call. Good call. Yeah.
I
Do
don't
you
think
they
those
were
guys were getting paid.
You think they were forcing people to put grapes in their mouth?
Yeah,
Damn.
if you're lucky. It's one of the cushy jobs. You could sit in
Imagine
the old
that.
palace.
Like, what'd you do this summer? I hired a guy to feed grapes
Well,
into my mouth.
You're not again. It's
No, I'm
of
saying
no,
nowadays.
It's of no cost to you.
Nowadays.
Well, sure, but I wouldn't say that. Like, I wouldn't. That wouldn't be like something I did over the summer. Be like, well, we rented this great house in Longboat
No, I'm saying like,
Key.
what'd you do this summer? Oh, I hired somebody specifically to just be around to feed me grapes.
But that's a perk. That's not
no,
like a.
that's their job.
All right.
You're not understanding what I'm saying.
Now I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Now I understand what you're saying.
Because at this point, at this day and age, you would have to hire somebody to do such a thing.
Well, Snoop's got that guy who rolls blunts. Diddy had that guy who held the
Oiled him
umbrella
up.
for him. Yeah, Diddy had his oiler. And I think he just had the umbrella on him to protect from the baby oil. So, oh, Jesus Christ. Back
Should
to
we
back.
answer it?
Go ahead. I sure I know what he's going to
hey,
talk
Alex,
about.
you're live to tape.
Again.
Yeah, you're live to tape.
Oh, fuck. This is a horrible take to have live.
Oh, no.
Well, we don't have to have it on the podcast, but we record the podcast pretty much the same time every Wednesday, and you always seem to call us at this time. I think you're starting to abuse your powers.
All right, well, I mean, you guys can tell me if this is ridiculous or not, and maybe I'm overreacting, and then the people can decide.
Can you hear him, Andy?
Yeah, I can.
All right, go ahead, Alex.
I'm walking out of the gym and this fucking like they always have like vendors and shit parked out there, and this dude stops me. So like I'm not gonna like fucking wave my hand in his face. Like he literally like eye to eye contact pulled me over like in front of like other people outside of the gym. So I like walk over and he's like, yeah, you know anyone with breast cancer? And I was like, no. And he goes, oh well, affects families every year. Like our foundation like goes right to them. Like just in the Tampa area with families that need support of like $200,000. So why don't you just scan this code right here? And I scan it thinking it's like an informational thing. No, fucking right to a donation page. So now I'm sitting there, phone in my hand, like donation page right there. And he's like, yeah, so you just fill out this form and you can choose how much you want to donate. Like, not a question of like, do you want to donate? Like, form in hand, unfilled out, other people around.
So what'd you do?
You want to donate.
Yeah, how much did you give?
I donated $40.
Wow, he got your ass. Yo, he don't know shit about breast cancer, dude. That $40 went to his pocket.
That would be like spitting on a cancer patient in a hospital. It was great, but like I donate my money in my own ways. Like I donate money all the time. I think it's a little shicey to be standing outside of the gym and like going about it that way. Not like hey, are you interested in donating? Like, like, hey, like we're doing a donation thing. Like, no, like he made it seem like he was handing me an informational flyer, then he handed me a bill.
Yeah, that guy, he might as well have been.
You've painted yourself in a bad light live on the podcast.
No, you did all right. That guy, but you did get got. That guy may as well have been selling candy bars for his AAU team.
They went about it, I made my donation, like I did it, but like the way they went about it was 100% a little shiesty.
So can I ask you a question? Had they not gone about it that way, if they handed you a pamphlet and were like, yeah, scan this QR code, you can donate if you want, or you can read up some stuff, would you have donated?
My normal go-to is like if I'm going to be donating to a cause that I think is worthy, it's normally just whatever's left in my Apple Cash, because that's usually gambling money that I probably didn't deserve anyways, which today would have been $147.
Senator, I think he's avoiding the question.
So listen, you're telling me you wouldn't have donated if he didn't put you in that spot?
I'm saying I would have donated regardless, but like the way they went about it, I thought was a little nuts. Like I was walking out of the gym, and the next thing I knew, I had a bill in my hand. Now, if he wouldn't have stopped me, no, I probably wouldn't have donated. Like I'm in a rush to a barbecue, I got to fucking skate in less than 3 hours. Like I'd like to get there, cook, eat, but. Yeah, like I would have donated either way once I initiated the conversation with them. I didn't know what it was about.
That's an easy thing to say after you've already donated. I'd like to throw a challenge flag on that.
But what Alex is really talking about here is
here's what we can do, Matthew. While we're on the podcast, I'm gonna send you the link, and you can choose whether or not you also like to donate. Andy, do you have anything to say?
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, watch what I do. $1 million.
There's no cheaping out. It's a $30 minimum.
All right, how about this? Whatever I donate, though, you have to match.
He already did.
I already donated. How about you match me?
No, how about you match my donation?
Oh my God.
Wait, fuck! I already told you how much.
Jesus Christ!
I was gonna say, how about if you out-donated me?
You just got a room for rent in this guy's head. He short-circuited so quick.
Yeah. How about this? I'll send you what I donate, and then if it's more than what you donate, you got to match the difference.
Okay.
All right.
You also need to put it on your story now.
Okay, I will. I will. I'll let people know I donated.
You got to make a big deal about it too.
I donated.
You got to be like, I donated.
And I'm gonna say, Alex Bauer, you have to match now.
Yeah, so you have to donate. I just sent you the link. Andy, I can send it to you as well, since it sounds like you're very in on the cause.
No, that's okay.
All right, so Andrew Canada, I'm just going to say it for the podcast, for all the people. I hope this is the episode that you guys finally blow up. Andrew Canada, fan of breast cancer.
No, not a fan. Certainly not a fan.
I mean, you don't want to end it, so it sounds like you're kind of supporting it.
I'm not saying.
Or
listen.
Would you're just. Oh, okay, I get it. No, you just want the people that have to deal with financial burden.
Look, no. All I'm saying is, if God gave you breast cancer.
Oh Jesus! All right, see you, Alex. Should I?
Oh God, that is not going in the clip
clip
montage.
that.
I'll tell you that. Emily, delete that.
So I have two options here.
Mm-hmm.
I can match his donation of $40, or I could do like something really egregious.
Yeah.
And make him have to match it.
Yeah.
What do we think?
I mean, it depends. What number do you think you would have to donate that would get him upset if he had to match it?
He wouldn't get upset either way.
Okay.
Like, because him and I would do that. Like, if I told him I donated $500 and he had to match another $460, it wouldn't, like, upset him. But he'd be like, he would probably tell me to go fuck myself.
Right,
But we'd be doing it for a good cause.
Right.
So that's why yeah. I also don't have my wallet on me, so I can't. It's in the other room, so I can't donate live on the podcast.
Oh my God, you're giving this guy so much grief, and you're using the old "my wallet's in the other room" excuse.
It is. I'll donate.
Don't you have? They got the code. You can have Apple Pay. You can do whatever. You don't need your wallet to donate to things anymore,
I'll be donating,
folks. There's so much going on. You've got so much on your plate. Why take up more of your time with little things like having to go to the grocery store, my personal least favorite? I've started getting my groceries delivered, and it has changed everything for me. I am genuinely more happy of a person not having to deal with going through those aisles, people just running into other things with their carts, like people not looking each other in the eye. I really hate the grocery store, and the parking lots, forget about that. The great news is Instacart exists. And you might not know this, but you can get more than just groceries on Instacart. You can also get some of your favorite products from some of your favorite local stores delivered right to your front door in as little as 1 hour, boy. But the best part is right now, 2 in the Cooler listeners get free delivery on their first order of $10 or more. All you have to do to get that deal is hit the link in this episode description. Start taking things off your plate and putting different things on your plate. Food delivery joke. It's not really a joke. It was just kind of a thing I said. The point is this. Make your life a little easier with Instacart. Hit the link in this episode description. Get that deal and start using Instacart today. Listen, like I said, you've been working hard. And I think you deserve to treat yourself. And there's no better way to do that than to check out all the great stuff we've got over at snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com. We've got more than just clothes, but let me say this. The clothes, they're going to make you look good and make you feel good, okay? This is not some cheap, weird, like that Gildan brand, and it fits disgusting. This is like, you're going to want to wear this stuff. It's super comfortable. The t-shirts especially. I'm talking tri-blend material. That's 3 kinds of material. That's Target quality, folks. But we've also got mugs and pint glasses and bucket hats and baseball hats, slides, notebooks, fanny packs, all made to order. So again, get yourself something nice and check it out over at snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com. Link is also, of course, going to be in this episode description. Check it out. And if you're interested in advertising on this show, you can email us at snackspotsports@gmail.com for details on how you can start reaching thousands of listeners in the Buffalo area and beyond. You know, man, the podcast advertising, it feels like it gets bigger every week. Every week I listen to, my regular roster of podcasts, and it's like, Chevy is doing ads on podcasts now. Oh, Nissan's doing ads on podcasts now, like car companies, but not just them. McDonald's, State Farm, like massive brands that have massive ad budgets that do big commercials on the Super Bowl every year and all this stuff, and it's very cool. I mean, I can't think of anything in my lifetime that has created its own space for advertising in the realm of like television, newspaper, but now podcasts are right there with them, and that's only going to get bigger, and that's really cool. The problem is there's not really any room for smaller or local businesses to get in on the action. At least they haven't yet. But the good news is that's what we're here for, all right? That's what we're all about. So again, if you're interested in learning more about all the benefits to podcast advertising and what it can do for you, hit us up, reach out to us at snackspotsports@gmail.com. Dude, I will tell you, though, it's a good note. Now, I'm not saying this particular man was scamming for breast cancer donations, but it's a good note that the people on the street, they got Venmo now. So if you say, I don't have any cash, they'll still drive their bird scooter right in front of you. Be like,
Which
scan the Venmo.
again, how you got a Venmo account? You got an iPhone?
Well, I'm
you know
not
what I'm saying?
saying. No, I'm talking
No, I
about.
agree.
I'm not talking about. Well, maybe
talking about homeless
maybe
people.
homeless people do.
Oh, you're not talking about homeless
no,
people.
not exactly. I'm talking about the guys selling candy bars for their church league.
I know.
You know,
Yeah.
and he's 45 years old.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't do that. I don't be doing all that.
When I lived in Florida, I got scammed a couple of times really good because I'm a trustworthy guy. At least I very much was at the time. Yeah, I mean I was gullible. I could have gotten
What'd you
kidnapped.
get got?
Well, I was walking into work at Subway. No, I was walking into Subway. I wasn't working. I was picking up my tips, and I had on my favorite pair of shoes that I've ever owned, low top Jordan 1s retro, so clean. And this guy was standing outside the Subway I worked, and he was a 45-year-old man saying, "We're trying to get jerseys for my church basketball team." And he had a piece of printer paper, a blank piece of white printer paper, and he was like, "You can write down your name and how much you donate on this paper." And so I gave him like $5, and I signed my name on this white piece of printer paper. Like it was.
Were you
just
the only
so,
name on there?
No, there were maybe 5 other names.
Well,
and
what
the
did he say the
handwriting,
donation was going to again? Or
he was
did it?
buying. They would need the classic. The classic. We need to get jerseys for our church basketball team.
Okay.
But that's the oldest line in the book,
Really?
dude. That's like you got something on your shirt nose flick of fucking
Why does
money
the church
scams.
just pay for the basketball jerseys? That church, they got money. Is it
Yeah.
a Catholic church? That's what I would ask him.
There is no church, Matthew. It doesn't.
But
it
that's why
doesn't
you got to put
exist.
what kind of church?
I think he would probably just say regular if you asked him that. Like
Then I would be like, dude, there ain't no. Like, are you
regular.
hitting me with a shalom, or are you hitting me with a peace be with you?
I don't think
like,
this
what's
guy
your deal?
was Jewish, but I didn't see his penis. So
Well, no, if he was
The
45,
other-
they would have already hacked it off. Yeah, the extra skin, that is. Because they do that when you're
yeah, they
13,
don't cut
right?
off the full penis. Jesus,
They do that when
that's
you're
the only
13.
thing that stopped you from being Jewish. This
Yeah,
whole time.
I've been
So I thought they
thinking-
cut
I've
off
been
your full
debating it.
penis.
Yeah, I've been debating it.
But the other names that were and I'm saying there's a blank piece of printer paper with nothing on it. I cannot express that
Well, maybe
enough.
that's what they had
But
at
you
the
could
church.
tell-
Maybe you didn't have any legal paper, or like someone's
No
lines.
lined paper, nothing. It didn't have like a heading on it or anything, like even written in pen, like donations. And you could tell by the handwriting though that like the other people who did give money were like just crazy people. Like it was true like manifesto chicken scratch on there.
So-
I remember one person wrote like "God is good" in all caps and underlined it 3 times.
So, why did they need you to sign? Like, did you get anything for
no, that's
donating?
part of the scam.
what? Did they have
To
your
make it,
name?
that's just like part of the to
Doesn't
make it
sense. You just,
seem
why
like.
do you need to sign up to tell
No,
them
you don't. You don't. That's the thing.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why it doesn't make any sense. To me, I would rather no paper trail for ripping people off.
But it's not a real paper like.
That's
You gotta
actually
have your-
the most. That's the most real paper trail,
Kid, you wouldn't survive. You wouldn't survive on the streets,
buddy.
the hard streets of Orlando, getting scammed like I did multiple times. So this guy, but that's part of like the scam. Is it doesn't when you are in a situation where you're like approaching people like that, the people who are being approached, if you have something like that, it doesn't matter how official it looks. It just enforces your story.
Okay,
Now this other time,
but okay. To me, it's
Go
more
ahead.
official to not have people write down what they donated. Because why does it fucking matter?
well, because then you're just a guy standing on the street corner saying, "Can I have $5?"
Oh, you can make a little poster.
You
Out of
could
your
make
white
a little
piece of paper.
poster, but then I mean, what's the difference there? But if you make that little poster, the sign-up sheet is the way to go. Because if you make the little poster and you hold it around, then like somebody who knows the scam passes by, you're gonna be like, okay, we know what this guy's doing. Plus, You
Wouldn't
got to
they be
buy
thinking that
glitter.
anyway?
You got to buy construction paper. Your
You don't
overhead.
have to.
If you're gonna make a
If you
fucking
can't even go out and
sign,
get a piece of lined paper.
that's what I'm saying. It's so much cheaper to do that, and then it's all
You can
profit.
just write on the
it's
white
all
piece of
profit.
paper.
No, because that doesn't then that looks like garbage. Then people know they're getting scammed. I mean, no.
What were the
Not
other
getting that.
scams?
Well, they weren't really. Well, there was this one actually. Okay, so I'll tell you this other one, and I'll tell you the big one. Fuck. These are People hear these stories and be like, "You're the dumbest guy alive." And look, yeah, I was. So
You're a kind soul.
yeah, I just but it's not in a good way necessarily for these. So this one time I was driving to like a CVS or something, and I pull into like the Plaza parking lot, and this guy nearby jumps in front of my car, and he looks like Ernest from the Ernest movies.
Not familiar.
People know who he is. He goes, "Hey, Vern," and so this guy jumps in front of my car. He's like, "Wait." So I roll down my window, and immediately I'm like, okay, this guy's crazy, but I do it anyways. And he's like, doing that fast kind of talking that a person does when they're on drugs.
Okay.
And he's like, "Hey, my wife and my kid are at Costco. We got the car breakdown. I need $20 to go to the car and get to Costco." And I was like, "I don't have any cash." He goes, "There's a bank across the street. We go to ATM, blah, blah, blah." So I'm like, okay, get in. So this guy gets in my car.
You got it in your car?
Well, I didn't get him in my car. He just got in the car. That wasn't
But
my...
did you say get in?
Yeah, because I say get it. So I tell him get in the car.
That's it. You should be murdered.
But it's just one of those things where I was like, you know what? This might as well happen. Like, whatever. So he gets in the car with me, and he's crazy. And like, obviously, I know this guy is like doesn't have a family, but he's still. There's just that thing of like, when you're sitting with someone who's lying to you, and they know that they're lying to you,
Yeah.
but neither of you really are bringing it up, so he's just like still going. He's like, "Yeah, we're driving down, and I got the van, my wife, and my kids," and he's getting more and more kids as we're driving. Like we're there's a line for the 18. Yeah, I got my two sons. I got $3 in the car, and my wife, and all this stuff. So I go through the Chase Bank ATM, and I just get out $20 in this drive-through ATM. And I'm like, "Okay, you need me to take you to the Costco parking lot?" And he's like, No, just drop me off at this gas station. I go get a Coke. I go get a nice cold Coke drink over there at this gas station. I walk away there. Okay, so I drop him off at this gas station, and he goes inside, and I buys a soda, buys drugs, whatever.
I can't believe you let this guy in your car.
I just wanted to see what would happen.
I had
nothing
I had
bad.
that happen once. Well, I got 3 stories, and I got to remember all 3.
Okay.
Like, because I'll forget which 2 I was going to tell, but which 2 after the first one, that is. So I had a similar situation once where I was on my way. When I was living downtown going to Nietzsches, and I was on my way to Alex's house, who he lived by UB North campus at the time. So I'm driving like down all the way down Main Street, and there's a 7-Eleven there, and I had stopped in, and we were celebrating something. Like, it was either one of our buddies' birthdays or something, because I remember specifically my role in the evening was to pick up some Black and Milds. So I stop at this 7-Eleven and buy like a handful of Black and Milds, and I make a left onto the side street to then make a right back onto Main Street, and I'm stopped at the red light to make the right, and this woman just walks up, and it was nice out, so I had my windows down, and this woman just walks up to my car, and she's like, "You got any cigarettes?" I'm like, "No." She's like, "Can I have one of those Black and Milds?" She's like leaning inside my car, and I'm like, I guess, because she's already like literally like head in my car.
That's a classic sales.
And she just
tactic.
reaches over and grabs one, and she's like, "You got a lighter?" And I'm like, "No." She's like, "What do you mean you don't have a lighter? You have Black and Milds." I'm like, "Yeah, but like I'm not a."
Yeah.
And she got like pissed at me and just walked away. But she like again, she was not getting in my car. I would have. She was like, "Can I get some money for a lighter?" I was like, "You already got your Black and Mild, honey. You got to be stern. You got to be stern with these people."
Or you can just give them a ride to where they need to go.
The second one was there was a dude, and I found out after the fact that he was notorious for this, that would hang out in the parking lot of the gas station that's like on the corner of Williams Road and Niagara Falls Boulevard, like right next to the car dealership there.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is now. And he was a grifter or whatever you call it. Like he would always ask people for money. And I remember being there one time and he was like, hey, my car broke down. Or it was like the same thing. Like, hey, like I ran out of gas. Like my car's like at this location or whatever. Can I get $20? And I'm like, sure. Right? One, I was young, and two, like I was the only person there. So I'm like, sure. So I give the dude $20, and he's like, oh, thanks, man. He's like, can you drive me to my car? I'm like, no. And he's like, then what the fuck am I supposed to do? I'm like, dude, like, I just gave you $20. You got here somehow.
That's a
figure
small
it the
fortune.
fuck out.
Yeah.
And put some gas in your car. And he started getting, like, nasty with me. And I'm like, dude, fuck no. And then I found out after the fact that not only does he, like, that's his, like, he does that a lot, but he's also, like, gotten violent with people in those situations.
Oh, yeah.
And my last part of this is, I had to have told this story, the Boston story, when I almost got stabbed in Boston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You told that a long time ago.
That was the cream of the crop of grifters.
You go ahead and tell it again if you
Well,
want. It was but it's a 3-card Monty, right?
Yes, that's the first part of it. So, of course, like idiots, and me and Alex were in the middle of it, literally like just outside of Quincy Market, like in Boston. It was like right around midnight because I remember we had to get back to Foxborough, and the last train, this was pre-Uber, the last train left like the train station in Boston to get to Foxborough at like 12:36 a.m. So we we were going to pick up some beer at the 7-Eleven before we walked back towards the train. We were going to bring it back with us. And outside of this 7-Eleven, there's a big old game of 3-card Monty going on. There's this guy, and he's got every homeless grifter in Boston. Every drug addict in Boston is in on this game. And for whatever reason, we decided it's a good idea to start playing. So a couple of us start playing. I don't think I was playing, but a couple guys start playing. And Alex, as stupid as he is a pretty smart guy. So he's like watching these people play. And then finally, like, he comes out of nowhere. Honestly, like the episode of White Collar where they explain how Neil met Mozzie. Like, Alex comes out of nowhere, and he's like, dude, I'll give you, like, he had a gold chain on. He's like, I'll put my chain down for $500, like, on the next game. And the guy's like, deal. So 3-card Monty's it. Bauer goes to pick the card, and the dude steps on Bauer's hand, and he's like, no. And it turns into like this huge thing. So all of a sudden, this dude's like grabbing his cards. He had a cafeteria lunch tray. That's what he would deal on. And he's grabbing all his cards and like this wad of cash, and he's like trying to hurry out of there. And now all the homeless grifters are like, that's fucking bullshit. Like, you made a bet with this kid, like saying this about Alex. So they're like hassling out. He's like, no, fuck that. He's like, money wasn't on the ground. Money wasn't on the ground. That's what he kept saying. And I literally have it on video. And like, there are a couple of dudes that were with, again, they're like suburban white kids. We were probably maybe 17 years old. They're like, fuck you, give him his money. Like, getting all the homeless folk riled up. And now everybody's riled up. And this guy's like got his shit, and he's like starting to run away. And everybody's like chasing after him. I'm not kidding you. Everybody's chasing after this dude. Like, give him his fucking money. Give him his fucking money. And he gets in like this shitty old beat up van and just fucking peels out of there. And now we've got this stir of homeless drug addicts, like just all fired up.
You got a militia now.
Oh, we literally had a small army with us. And we're like, all right, we got to fucking.
They're looking for something to do.
We were kind of like, all right, we got to kind of fucking get out of here. So we kind of like, they're still up in arms, and we kind of just like fade to the background and take our.
Well, this
case
is their
of
whole
beer.
economy. If this
And
thing
now
doesn't
it's
work.
like, now we're like, fuck, dude, we got to hustle to get to the train. Like, we can't miss this train. So we start getting our boots moving towards the train, and these two guys who were part of the homeless grifter crew are kind of like walking with us now and like chatting a little bit. And they're like, yo, like, we know that guy. Like, we can get your we can go get your money back. Like, if you know, like, if you want to. And like, literally the one dude's like, yeah, like, I guarantee you he'll give you the money if we go see him. And he like pulls out a knife. And we're like, nah, dude, like, it's all good. Like, Alex still had the chain, too. Like, so it's not like we got robbed. So we're like, nah, dude, don't, like, it's all good. Like, let's let bygones be bygones here kind of thing. And
what did the knife look like, can I ask?
it was like a pocket knife. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and actually the other dude, I think, had a pair of scissors. And I'll get to the scissors in a second.
These guys are unstoppable.
So these two dudes start walking with us. And we're, like, walking towards the train. And they're just, like, shooting the shit with us now. And we're just kind of like, all right, whatever. And the one dude's like, oh, yo, by the way, like, you guys need any sunglasses? And he stops and he takes his backpack off and he opens his backpack. And there's, like, boxes and boxes of Gucci sunglasses in his backpack. Like, literally still had, like, the Macy's tag on them. Like, obviously he stole these from Macy's. And this one dude we're with, the same dude who was getting all fired up yelling fuck you at the 3-card Monty guy, is like, he's like, oh shit. He's like, dude, I could get a pair for my sister. And so next thing you know, we're all standing there. He's sitting there opening the boxes, trying the sunglasses on, like hooting and hollering, whatever. And the dude's like $40. And he's like, he's like, dude, I literally only have $20. And he's like, come on, one of your boys like have cash for you. And he's like, nah. He's like, dude, I only have $20. Like, I'd get them for my sister if they were $20, but like, if not, no worries. And they're like, so they're kind of like haggling back and forth, right? And finally, the one dude's like, all right, $20. So he gives him a 20. He gives him his sunglasses. And the other dude apparently wasn't paying attention at the time. And he's like, no, we said 40. And he's like, no, your boy just said 20. And he looks at his boy. He's like, no, dude, we needed 40 for those sunglasses. And his boy's like, well, we need 40. And Carbone's like, no, dude, I just won't take the sunglasses. Like, give me my $20 back and I'll give you the sunglasses back. And the dude pulls, that's why I think he had scissors, because I'm pretty sure that other dude then pulled the scissors out and is like, no, give us the fucking, like, we need $40. Like, we need fucking $40. He's like, dude, I'll give you the sunglasses back. Give me my $20 back. And he's like, no, we need 40 for the sunglasses. And ultimately, I think the other crackhead, again, brought peace to the situation, and I think the $20 were returned and the sunglasses were returned. There was no exchange, and then we said, hey, we're gonna have to head our separate ways. You guys go, get your crack a different way, supposedly. So yeah, that was at the time it was hysterical, but looking back, that was a pretty frightening crackhead experience, homeless grifter crackhead type scenario experience. I had one other one. I'm talking a lot of homeless stories.
No, I don't mind.
I don't know. I'll tell this story. I'll leave names out of it. So we were at a bar, and we were at the bar, like, actively, and someone had their phone sitting on the bar top because we were all, like, hanging out. And we go to leave for another bar, and they're like, oh, shit, I don't have my phone. We go back in the bar. It's not there. We're like, fuck, somebody – we asked the people, like, no. Like, fuck, somebody stole your phone. Let's track it. And she's like, okay. So we track it, and we see where it is. It's, like, in this park. It's in the middle of downtown Buffalo. And they're like, this group of all females is like, we're going to go get this phone back. And I'm like, that's a terrible fucking idea. And they're like, no, we're going to get this phone back. I'm like, me being reasonable, I'm like, why don't we just call the police? They're like, no, we're going to get this phone back. So the four of them jump in the car, and everybody else is already like up ahead, like in line to get into the next bar. And I'm like, dude, I cannot let them go alone. Like, I have to go with them. So I jump in the car, and I'm like, you guys realize this is fucking ridiculous, right? Like, this is the stupidest thing you guys have ever done. Like, what happens when we get there and there's a bunch of crackheads with your phone? Like, what's the plan? And they're like, well, let's just, like, scope it out and see kind of thing. Like, let's see if we drive, like, up towards the little park area, if, like, we see. And sure as shit, we drive up to the park area, and there was this dude who was in the bar and got kicked out, obviously a crackhead, with this woman, also obviously a crackhead, and they're sitting on this park bench. And I'm like, okay, boom, like, there they are. I'm like, let's call the cops. Next thing you know, they put this fucker in park, and all of them jump out of the car and, like, start approaching this crackhead. And I'm like, fuck me, dude. So I jump out of the car and I go up with them, and they're like screaming, like, we know you took the phone, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, I'm trying to get in between the two crackheads and the girls now. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm like, everybody fucking take a breath. But there's 4 girls, 2 crackheads, and only 1 of me. So shit's going on all around me, dude. And it gets to the point where they're like, the crackheads are like, yeah, we got your phone. What are you going to do about it? Like, they're just saying
Oh, my
that.
God.
And now the girls are getting fired up. And they're like, fuck you, blah, blah, give us our fucking phone. And so the one crackhead goes like, all right, $50. Like $50, I'll give you your phone back. So they're like, okay, $50. And it turns into like so the dude, when they're taunting about the phone, like, oh, we have the phone. And the one girl's like, $50, we'll give you the phone. The dude that stole the phone that we saw in the bar takes his backpack off his shoulder and starts reaching in his backpack. And as I've told you, I've had a pair of scissors pulled on me in a similar situation. So I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm like, what the fuck you got? And he pulls out the phone and he's like dangling the phone there. Like, I got the phone. And the girls are like trying to like grab. And I'm like, no. I'm like, everybody's got to stay back. So then the woman's like $50. So then it turns into a thing where there's one girl. She has the $50 in her hand. The female crackhead has the phone in her hand. And they both have both hands, like on each of them, like making sure this is going to be an even exchange. And we ultimately got the phone back. It was the worst experience ever. Like, it was such a stupid fucking idea, and I was so pissed. We got back in the car and I lost my shit, and all the girls were pissed at me. And then the next day they were like, yeah, you were probably right. But the only good part, the only positive outcome from that entire story is, keep in mind, we were with a big group of people. They all had already gone to that other bar and didn't know that we left. So they found out like while I'm like, hey, just so you guys know, like, apparently we're going on a fucking treasure hunt to go find this phone. They were still at the bar. Like, they didn't know, like, the details of it or what was going on. So when we got to the bar, all of our friends were, like, sitting there. And I walked in the bar with the phone over my head, and the place erupted. Yeah, so that was the one positive aspect of it. But, yeah,
wow.
I got no – that's why, because of experiences like that, back to how this all started with people like asking for money, I got no patience for it. I just say no. Like, I just,
well, sure.
Like, automatically. Like, if I'm walking through a big city and somebody, no. Like, I'm not trying to be rude, but I'm just not entertaining it. No.
I mean, so when I was in Baltimore, when I was living in Baltimore, and there were, the most homeless people per capita that I've ever seen, I would typically do that. But there was one day where, because a lot of times you're walking on busy streets.
Yep.
So like every few feet, there's like per block, there's like 3 different people who ask you for money. One corner, in the center.
Yep. And then
the last corner. Yep. But there's one day I was walking around and there was like nobody else around except for me and this guy who was like, oh, I got a headache, man. Can you give me some cash? I get some Advil. And I was like, no, I don't have any cash. He goes, oh, man, there's an ATM right there if you want. And I was like, fuck it, let's go. So we just like walked for a block. But it wasn't, but that wasn't like this. But
he wasn't getting Advil.
Yeah,
that guy was buying drugs.
I know. And he kept being like, oh, I got it. And I was like, hey, you don't have to, like, I know what you're doing. I don't really care. Like, whatever. So I gave him $20.
Can't be doing that. You're supporting bad habits.
Yeah, he was a nice enough guy.
I did. This is like, but I know this is a move that people do, but like I have done. I was walking into a Five Guys once, and there was a homeless guy outside of Five Guys. He's like, "I'm starving. Can I have some money?" I'm like, "Dude, come in. I'll buy you a burger." He's like, "No, I just want money." I'm like, "Brother,
yeah,
you can't pull that one on me." I'm like, "I will literally buy you like a meal. You get a double burger. You get some fries." Like, I'm saying, it's on me. You go into Five Guys and order what you want. And he's like, "No, I need." I'm like, "What? Are you fucking vegetarian?" That's all my homeless stories. Let's do the Who Win of the Week.
Yeah, the Who Would Win of the Week. Oh, I forgot what it is.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. What is it? I don't remember. Wait. Oh, okay, I remember. It was game show hosts.
It is.
The Who Would Win of the Week this week is Steve Harvey versus Drew Carey, the host of Family Feud versus the host of Price is Right. How is Drew Carey going to have any chance in this battle?
Because, well, I don't know why.
Yeah.
Because Drew Carey has heart. But I'll explain
You're
that
using
for a
my
second.
own argument against me.
I'll explain that for a second. Like, Steve Harvey is an animated man on the show.
Mm-hmm.
But he's also not shy about showing his true expression about how he feels. Like, if somebody has a bad answer, he's like, are you fucking serious, this person? Drew Carey's all passion up there. Like, Drew Carey wants people to succeed. Steve Harvey wants people to fail.
That's an interesting point. I don't think that Steve Harvey
mind is a
wants
powerful
people to
tool.
fail. I don't
he
think that
does.
Steve Harvey wants people to fail. I just think that he has a low tolerance for, these dumb answers when these people are going on national television.
The mind is a powerful thing, and Drew Carey's mind tells him he's going to be a positive guy. He supports the people that are on his show.
Steve Harvey is dealing with these families who are absolute nut jobs, constantly coming on his program.
Yeah, how do you get on Family Feud?
You got to be fucking crazy. I don't know. By the way, I'll have to look up the stats right now because Steve Harvey is like fucking a big dude, and there's no way Drew Carey is that big. You look up. Who are you looking up right now?
I'm looking at both. I'll be quick with you. Steve Harvey's 6'1". 6'2",
Okay, that's not as big as I
250.
thought. Mr. Whose line is it anyway?
Yeah, Drew Carey's 5'10".
All right, that's not that big a difference, I guess.
No.
Steve's presence is just so much larger.
But is it though? This is what
Yes.
think about it.
I am thinking about it, and it's Steve Harvey all the way.
What gets people more excited when they get called up to be a contestant on The Price is Right and they get to run down that staircase, or when they're on fucking Family Feud?
Here's the thing. Drew Carey, his whole show, they pick people to come, run on stage at him.
Yeah.
Steve Harvey, anybody could run up on him at any time.
Steve Harvey's job is nothing. Survey said, what's most likely to be found in an underwear drawer other than underwear? Survey says,
That's a good one.
dildos.
That's a good
And
one.
the whole crowd says, dildos.
Spare change.
Yeah.
That would probably be my first answer.
Drugs.
Drugs, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Everybody goes,
Yeah.
show me drugs.
Yeah.
Brr. Oh.
No, that would drugs would.
Yeah, that would
drugs
be
on it.
number
Dildos
2.
and drugs would 100%
Dildos
be on
and
there.
drugs.
Yeah.
That's the
The
name of the
Bible,
Family
maybe?
Feud documentary. You wouldn't put the Bible in
Socks?
the underwear drawer. But that socks go in the sock drawer, Matthew.
But people, I got one drawer for socks.
I
and
got one
underwear.
for the Giants too, but we call it an underwear drawer, so that means the socks don't go in
But
there.
that's what I'm saying.
But you can't put socks. It's the underwear drawer.
What are you most likely to find in an underwear drawer that's not underwear? Socks. That should be one.
Survey says,
ding, 50
I
points.
don't know about that. 50
Yeah.
points.
Yeah.
What is it? The goddamn snitch.
Yeah.
Okay, Drew Carey. Look, I appreciate him, but he's a nerd. He's getting his ass beat. Steve Harvey has got the energy.
I think
He's
Steve
got the
Harvey's a
charisma.
bitch.
He's got the power. You think that about Steve
Has
Harvey?
Steve Harvey
You're
ever been
fucking
hit in the
crazy.
face?
Yeah, 100%. That's why all his teeth are fucking fake.
I don't think Steve Harvey's ever been hit in the face.
And you think Drew
I
Carey
don't-
definitely
Yeah,
has.
Drew
But I'm
Carey
not
got
saying,
bullied.
but I don't think he could take a punch. I'm just saying he has been hit in the face. And I like Drew Carey. I'm a big
don't
Who's
think you
Line
do.
fan. Drew Carey show, top of the line. Thank you for putting Ryan Stiles on a network television show. But when it comes to a battle, a full physical fisticuffs, there is no way that this guy is beating Steve Harvey.
I'm taking Drew Carey. Can I give an honorable mention though?
Sure.
Who is the guy who's Conan's guy?
Andy Richter.
Andy Richter versus
Andy Richter.
who we talking about?
Drew Carey.
That would have been a
Dude,
good one.
I think Andy
I think they
Richter.
just look alike.
Yeah, but Andy Richter, that guy's
Richter,
got
I hardly know her.
He's got a temper. That guy can go off, and he is not afraid of physical confrontation.
Fuck him. I'm taking Drew Carey.
I'm taking
all about
Steve Harvey.
Sometimes
That's an insane.
Sometimes it's about the size of the fight and the dog, not about the size.
And nobody's
of the dog
got more
and the fight.
fight in him than Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey don't got
Steve
shit.
Harvey. The contestants literally run to Drew Carey. He doesn't even have to move. Steve Harvey, he's bouncing around. He's reacting to the crazy comments. It's Steve Harvey all the way. He's got the stamina. He's got the power. He's
Drew
got
Carey
the juice.
uses a stick mic though, doesn't he?
He does,
That's cool.
but it's not going to help him in this fight.
It will. There's yeah.
What? He's got super strong hands. He's gonna
Charisma.
jack off Steve Harvey to tap him
He
out.
might. It's one way to do it.
It's one way,
Yeah.
but it's not gonna affect
Steve Harvey probably has ED, so probably wouldn't even
But that would benefit him in this fight if Drew Carey went the jerk off route. That's all I'm saying.
No, because then you're just yanking on.
No,
a
because
soft
then he doesn't.
schlong.
Yeah, but and that Drew Carey's so preoccupied with this flaccid penis that Steve Harvey can just sock him.
I disagree.
That's a 1-2 punch right there.
I think he's ripping it right off.
That's insane. I'm not saying he doesn't have power, Drew Carey, because
He's
of
holding
the
that
stick mic.
mic, yeah.
I'm not saying that doesn't give him power, but he's not ripping it off like it's you're
Band-Aid.
graduating from Judaism, as you established earlier. Full circle, callback. Tie
I'm
it
taking
up.
Drew. I'm taking Drew.
And
Carey.
I'm taking Steve Harvey, just like everybody else in the world.
Vote on that on Instagram on Friday. Who would win of the week? Who won last week?
I think April did
Yeah,
last time I
makes sense,
checked,
as
but it
it
was
should.
close.
Andy, that's all I got for you today.
Yeah.
A couple homeless stories. One calling from Alex.
Yep. Thanks
And
for
who
coming
won
to
of
the
the
play
week?
over the weekend.
Oh, it was fantastic. It's going this way. This
Yeah, we
weekend
got
too.
one
I'll
last
tell you
weekend.
what. And this is not so. If you were to just watch the first act is a little bit slow.
It's just so long.
But there's a lot of good setup because the play, honestly, unbelievable ending, spectacular ending for a murder mystery. Go check it out. Friday, Saturday, Sunday matinee. Right?
Yep.
Go check it out because it was good.
Kenton Players Parkside Community Center.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
just
something
Google
like
it.
that. Check it out.
What's it called? Killing.
No,
A murder is announced.
A murder is
is
announced.
announced. Agatha
Yeah.
Christie play. Yeah.
It was very good. It was very good. I was impressed. I was happy. You
Yep.
did an excellent job. It was all good stuff.
Yep.
Andy, I love you.
I love you too. Let's get out of here. Thanks, folks.